Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am so blessed to be here with you this morning. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get on as I get my desktop up. I've got everything ready to go for our projects today. We are using the Totally Awesome suite through Stampin' Up. The more I play with this set, the more I love these little turtles. I cannot wait for you to see our projects this morning. For those that don't know me, welcome. I am Jennifer with Creativity. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I am located in the Lexington, South Carolina area. So welcome aboard. Thank you for being here this morning. I am very blessed to be able to create with you so early in the morning. Grab your coffee or your teas, and let's get started on crafting. Yes, my cup has a snowman on it because you know I am all into the Christmas in July series, and snow and Christmas go together. And whenever, like today in my location with the heat index, it's supposed to be 104. So with that heat index, thinking of snow really sets the mood for me today because it is extremely brutal and hot. And from what I understand, it's been across the board. As you know, we've had family in from New York, and he was telling us how the temperatures in New York has been crazily higher than their normal temperatures as well. We just never can control Mother Nature though, right? All right. So a couple of things in the comments. There is some links for upcoming events. I am really excited about my Christmas in July escape. That is going on this Saturday. So if you did not get in, I am so sorry. I'm going to miss you. However, I will share what everyone got and the cards that was made during the Christmas in July escape on Sunday when I come live. Good morning, Angie. I hope you're doing well. I can't wait to share what is going on, and you will not want to miss the next one. So make sure when those registrations go out that you get your spot reserved. The next event that is coming out that is still open is our sipping kit fellowship time, and that is where we purchase the Stampin' Up kits, and you come and you gather and you make your cards or your projects. Now there are some extensions. I've expanded it. There is a scrapbook section now, and then there is 3 levels of different card kits that you can purchase. There is a link in this video. If you'll just click that link, and it'll take you right to the registration and give you all of those details as well. That is happening on July 26th, so don't miss out, because we do have a lot of fun at Sipping Kit. Lots of laughs and lots of good times. So make sure you grab your spot. Let's see what else is going on. Join my email so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming events. Because we are in the mix of summer, and I understand schedules are very crazy and busy. So make sure you click on the link in this email if you're not a subscriber to my email list, so you always have the updated information. All right, I think that's all we've got. I want to try to keep it to my minimum of 30 minutes this morning, and we do have 2 projects. Now, the projects that I'm sharing today, I have been inspired by other demonstrators. These cards were done through a card swap that demonstrators do when we get new product to help us come up with ideas and different ways of using the products to share within our within our customer bases. Now, one of the cards, I will say, I was inspired by Julia Salva. She did a really cute fun fold card, so I am going to proceed to follow her card that I got as a one of the card swaps. And on the other card, either they did not put their information, so I don't know who to give the credit to for it, or I have misplaced it. But just know the samples that I am using today, I was inspired by other demonstrators that I am affiliated with through card swaps and things like that. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and switch our camera. And, no, done. Click the wrong button. Oh, goodness, I hope I didn't lose you. All right. I did not. Perfect. All right, so here we go. Make sure we get on the table correctly. Okay, love it. All right, so the suite that we are using today is the product of the week, featured the Turtley Awesome Suite. Now, I know when you see the little turtles, you're going to say, ooh, they yucky, but you know, the more you play with these turtles, the cuter they get. I promise. But it comes with the stamp set. It also has these fabulous dies. Now, we are not going to be using the dies today. I see I'm missing one of my dies. I was working on another project, so let me go ahead and put that back in there before I misplace it. We are not using the dies, but the dies do line up with some of the turtles in the designer paper that you can use for that. But this is the Turtley Awesome Suite. It also has these, what are they called? Shade of green hexagon embellishments. Now, we will be using these today. And then it comes with, let's see, do I have it handy? Yes. It comes with this, what is this ribbon called? It is called Shaded Spruce and Soft Sea Foam Ribbon. And I cannot wait. I am going to use this ribbon in some of my Christmas cards, and I'm hoping to tie that in this coming Sunday, because you know right now my Sunday Facebook Lives are all Christmas related. So this ribbon is either side. So on this side you have the shaded spruce, and then if you turn it over, you have the seafoam color ribbon. So either way, this ribbon is reversible. So, and it's so soft of a ribbon. I've heard lots of great comments about this ribbon. I just have not been able to use it yet on any of my projects. So be on the lookout for that to come. All right, let's get started with our designer series paper. Like I said, this is a suite, and it does come with double-sided. So I've already flipped the paper. So you've got this on one side, and then you have the yellow on the other side. And this is a Daffodil Delight yellow. And it's got the notes, music note symbols all over it. All right, so then we're going to move that out of the way. Then we have the turtle shells, kind of. And then I just love this one. It's got your marching band symbols. It's got not a guitar, what is that? Banjo and drums and an accordion, a trumpet. So they're musical turtles there. Now, I've already started using this one, but this is one of the sides. If you've got an adventurous turtle, like this one's trying to water some flowers. This one's using the binoculars. I I'm going to say this one has a jar of honey because that reminds me of one of the honey things that my dad used to have. And then on the back side is the striped layer cup pieces. All right. And then again, I've chopped this up, but it is the polka dots. It's great for birthday layouts, any of that kind of thing. And then on the back side, like I said, since I've chopped this up, on the back side you have this. And this is great because if you wanted to stage this, you could cut this frame piece out right here and use that as a spotlight. If you were going to the beach, this would be a great beach card front. Or even if you scrapbooked, this would be a great piece for a backing for something there. And then you've got the honeybee hives there. So it is very fun, versatile type paper. This one is all about outdoorsy. You've got the grills, you got the turtle with the float on it, you've got a beach ball or a pool ball, however you wanted. You've got the spa turtle. I just think it's so cute. And here is the master grill turtle there. I just think it's really cute. And then on the back side of it, then you have the stripe. All right, so that is the designer series paper, and this is called Turtly Cute Designer Series paper. Turtly Cute Designer Series paper, if you are interested in just the paper line. All right, now let's jump into our two projects that we have for today, so we stay on task. All right, so our two projects, I am going to go ahead and pull the projects out so you can see them. We have the first card there, and then we have the second card. Now, these are both fun fold type cards. This one here is the one that I am not sure who to give credit to, but it was in a card swap that I am involved in. But it is a fun fold. So you open it up like this, and then it says on the inside, "Hope your birthday is totally awesome." So this would be a cute little card for a kid or even an adult that liked jokes and things like that. And then this one is an inspiration from Julia Salva. And this one is a fun fold as well. So you take the little flip up and then you take the flip down. And that is the card that we will also be making using the products. Now on this card, we used Shaded Spruce, Granny Apple Green, Darling Duckling, and then the basic white, and then of course the designer series paper out of the bundle. And on this one we used garden green cardstock, we used the designer series paper, we used the Darling Duckling and the basic white, and then of course the turtle was fussy cutted out of the designer paper, and then of course the basic white there. All right, so those are our projects for today. Let's get started. I'm going to use this one first. There's not a whole lot of stamping that we're going to be doing today. It's mostly the paper is doing everything for us in these cards, which is sometimes great to have easy projects to go to. All right, so we have got our garden green. Now this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5. It is scored at 2 3/4, and then again at 1.5. Okay, so those are your measurements for this project. The card base again is 5.5 by 8.5. scored at 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. So we're going to take our bone folder and go ahead and mark it where it has been scored. And we're going to take this one and do the same thing, because you want both of your pieces to match up once it closes, okay? Then we are going to take our designer series paper here. This designer series paper is 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. So 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. And I did not, let's see, yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn over our designer paper, and we're going to put our adhesive, come on, we're going to put our adhesive on the back side, hopefully. Come on, why is it not? There we go. I know it's early, but it just, I want to cry, so it needs to work. So we're going to take this strip. This is 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, and we're just going to kind of line it up, leaving a green border all the way around. All right, then we're going to take the next strip, which is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And again, we're going to put our adhesive on the back of this piece. And this is going to go onto this little strip, leaving a border all the way around. Okay? Perfect. Now, we are ready to do some stamping. So, but beforehand, I went ahead and cut the turtle out, but I do need to fussy cut to where it's a little closer. So I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to go around. And if you have a white border around it, like you didn't get as close as you wanted, it's okay to have a little white. Because when you use dies, we do have the white on the dies anyway. So don't stress about it. I know a lot of people don't like fussy cutting because they don't want all the white and things like that. But the way I look at it is, when you use the dies, you still have a white border. So why not fussy cut small things? I don't say fussy cut a lot of things. I'm not a big fussy cutter either. But little projects like this, it don't take very long to get this accomplished. All right. And really and truly, fussy cutting comes with the move of the scissors. You move the paper and not your scissors, and it makes it go so much easier. There is our turtle. So now let's get our stamping done. We are using black momentum ink, and we are going to use cherry cobbler. Okay, let's open up our ink pads, and we've got our black there. I'm going to take my silicone mat and leave it right here so I can do some stamping on it. Then we are going to take our little turtle and we're going to center him kind of where we want him to be. All right, I think that's where I want him to be. And then we are going to take our stamps. We're going to use our music note, and we're going to use Hooray. So Hooray is going to be in the cherry cobbler, so we're going to go ahead and stamp Hooray. And that is going to go down at the bottom of our basic white. Now, the basic white square here, I did not say the measurements on that, did I? This is a 3 by 3 square. Sorry about not letting you know that. Then we're going to take our music notes, and we are going to just kind of drop them kind of around the drum, just like that. Now, I'm going to open this up. We're going to go ahead and move that out of the way. We're going to stamp our basic white for the inside for our sentiment. This piece here is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's for the inside. And our sentiment, we're going to stamp it in the cherry cobbler. We're tapping it into our ink pad. And then we're going to take it and say, I hope your birthday is turtly awesome. All right, so we're going to stamp that down. Awesome. And that is our card. While I have this out, let's go ahead for the envelope. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and stamp some music notes going up the side here. That's probably about as many as I'm going to get on there, because we have to, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my other one too, because I did not have an envelope for it. All right, so we're going to just do that. Okay, that way both of the cards now are ready to go out when it is time to do a birthday card. All right, so let's close up our ink pads, and then we will assemble our card. I need to go ahead and clean my stamps. All right, so we can put these up. Okay. And now we're ready to assemble our card. Let's pull our project back out. We're going to take our basic white and we're going to put our adhesive down. And I normally just do three little strips here. And then I'm going to put that right in the center. All right, now we're going to take our darling duckling. This square is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. We're going to take our basic white and adhere it to our darling duckling. Okay, and this is going to go straight onto our darling duckling, just like that. Then we're going to take our turtle and use some dimensionals. Going to take our dimensionals here, and we're going to stick a couple of dimensionals around and about on our turtle. We're going to pull these off. And he is ready to go onto the card. Now, since this is a fun fold, remember you cannot put glue all over it. So you only want to put it along the side of the turtle over here. Otherwise, your card is not going to want to open. So we're going to turn it over and just do that. And then we're going to close it. And we are going to kind of just center where we want it to go. There is no specific spot for it. It's just wherever you want it to go. And there is our duplicate of the card swap that we had. Now we're going to finish it off with our embellishments. We are going to take our little hexagon embellishments here, and we are going to use the green ones that's in here. We're going to take our pick tool, and we're going to use a big one and a little one. So let's take this one, and we're going to stick down in the bottom, And then we're going to take a small one and we're going to stick it right up above it. All right, so there is our card number 1. Love it. Okay, so we're going to set that to the side now. Let's move on to card number 2. Hopefully this one will go as smoothly as card number 1 did. Let me put that on the back there. Now, the card number 2 is the fun fold there. This one is using the different fold here. So with this one, your card base is going to be 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and it is scored at 5 3/4. So it is scored down here at 5 3/4. So we're going to take that fold and fold it up and take our bone folder there, and we're going to run it across there. Then we have a piece of our designer series paper. This one is 4 2 1/2. So we're going to take our adhesive and we're going to, I don't know why my adhesive this morning is not wanting to roll, but it is really getting on my nerves. All right, we're going to put our 3 strips there, and this is going to make it right here, and then you're going to have space around it with the border. Go ahead and attach that down. Then we are taking our Granny Apple Green, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And this is Granny Apple Green. We're going to put our 3 strips of adhesive on it. That is going to go straight in the top portion of our card. All right. Now, here is the good thing. We have our Darling Duckling. This one is 8 1/2 by 3, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to take it and we're going to fold it at the score mark. And take the bone folder and go across there. Okay. Now, we also have a piece of basic white that goes on the inside, and this is 2 3/4 by 4. And then we're going to put our adhesive on. We're going to do our 3 strips of adhesive. And that's going to go right on the inside, and this is for you to be able to write your little note. Now, I'm not going to do any stamping. I'm going to leave that blank. Now, this is the part where you want to make sure when you go to put it down that everything is going to fold accordingly, and it's going to be where you want your fold. Okay? So now we are ready to take and put our 3 strips of adhesive on the back. You can also use liquid glue if you prefer that as your adhesive. Tear and tape, whatever you choose for your adhesive, it is fine to use for this project. So we're going to take this and we're going to fold this back up before I put it down. Because once it's down, you know, that's pretty much it. So I want to make sure it's kind of centered, and I want to make sure it's even. All right, now I'm going to just press it down. Give it a good press. So there is our card. Now we're going to take our designer series paper. This is cut at 3 7/8 by 2 3/4. And this was a little tricky to cut to be able to get your turtle designs in there. So you just have to play with your design to be able to get, I tried to get at least 2 turtles in on mine. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this right on top there. Then we have a piece of shaded spruce, and we're going to take this and we're going to snip just a little bit off of each of the corners. All right. And you're going to kind of make a banner that's going to go right along in there. Then I have this piece of basic white that I cut out of the Nested Essential Dies, and I used this die right here. This is the Nested Essential Dies, and I used those to cut out my label. And this one we are going to stamp. It is okay to take it slow, and we're stamping that in the shaded spruce. So we're going to tap our stamp into our ink pad, and then we're going to stamp straight onto our tag that it says it is okay to take it slow. And oftentimes we do not take things slow because we're always in a rush, and sometimes we just need to stop and reset and enjoy things around us. I know I am really bad about overscheduling myself. I'm working on it, but it is a hard habit to break. But I am starting to try to slow it down and enjoy the things that are around me. So what I did is I used adhesive to attach the label straight on there. Now what I want to do on the back side is I want to use the dimensionals. Uh-oh, where did I put them? Oh, geez. Guys, I know we had dimensionals. Isn't it amazing how you have something and then all of a sudden it disappears? All right, so it's time to, there they are. Nope. All right, well, it is time to open another pack. Does anybody else do that when you can't locate what you have? You just grab another pack and get going? That's what we're going to do, because I don't know what I did with them. All right, so we're going to take and put a few dimensionals on the back here. Probably 2. Yeah, let's try 2. All right. Well, this one wants to go, so we're going to put it on there. It came off, and it don't want to get off my fingers, so we're going to put it on there as well. All right, so we're going to put 3 dimensionals on here, and then this is going to kind of sit down. Let's put it on this side so I don't cover up any part of the turtle. We're going to set it right down there. How about that? All right, so now we're ready to use our hexagon embellishments. And again, we're going to use the green. We're going to use a big and a small. So we're going to take this and we're going to stick it right up at the top there. And then we're also going to take the green, the small green, and we're going to put it right there. All right, so there are our projects for today. Those are our 2 projects. Let's see. Put those back in there like they need to go, because I have been working on rearranging and cleaning the craft room. So I'm trying to put everything back as I am using it. Try to keep a clean craft room for a couple of days. It's not going to last, I promise. So for the envelope, I did not do anything for this envelope, and let's see, what can we use? You know what? Since this has birds in it, we can take the birds out of here, and we can, let me do this. We can take these little birds, and we can use the Darling Duckling ink, because there's birds in the designer series paper, so we can take it and stamp our birds down in the corner of our envelope. How about that? And that way, we do not have a naked envelope going out. We can also, you know what I did? Okay. We can also take this and stamp it right in the middle there on the back side as well. Okay. There we go. All right, that way we're not sending out a naked envelope. All right, let's close this up, put it away, and I will pull out the projects for today so you can see them up close again. I hope you enjoyed our projects. This has been fun. I appreciate you being here. And if there is anything that I can do to help you with your crafting, then please reach out to me. I would love to talk with you. All right, there are our two projects for today. This is Coffee and a Card with Jennifer, and it is Wednesday, July 16th. Wow, July 16th. There are our two projects from this morning. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back on Sunday with Christmas in July with Series 3. And I will also be sharing all the projects that took place in the in the Christmas in July Escape class, and share what we did with that. All right, guys, I will be back on Sunday. In the meantime, if there's anything you need, please let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week, what is left of it. See you soon.